So we have got a couple, and it does say there's 16 people watching, which is probably about 15 more than I thought would be watching it. But a lot of people are saying hello. I will be starting. It's down for an hour, but it won't be that long. Chances are that we might do a bit of Q&A at the end. We've not got answers for everything. It's mainly advice. I did speak to a police friend of mine in regards to what is reasonable force, but we can discuss that in a bit. But obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just a little bit of information and help for everybody who owns a dog or walks a dog. So, hopefully helping me today is Becky. She's going to be in and out, telling you all about dog walking, as she is the dog walking professional. And Becky will be going through some stuff as well. So, basically, what we're going to be going through is we're going to discuss, or I'm going to be discussing, or letting you know why it's happening, what we can do to prevent it, and what we're going to do, or what do we do in the event of a dog attack or dog theft or dog attempted theft. So there's some stuff we can do to prevent. So we're being proactive, and then what do we do while it's happening. So what I've done is I've put this on my screen. So if you have got any messages while I'm going through this, put them in the chat box, and I will be able to see them. A lot of people know why this is happening. Some do, some don't. So I'm gonna spell it out. It is pretty simple, but it's getting worse to the point where there's a couple of headlines on your screen. Somebody in Sheffield recently was held up at gunpoint while they were in the car. They saw some puppies in the back of the car, stuck a gun through the window and took the puppies. For a lot of people, a lot of dog owners, the pandemic, which we can blame for a lot of things, has meant more people are at home, and more people are getting bored, or they need companions. But the demand for dogs has shot through the roof because people are at home and people are spending more time doing anything they want, and all they want is to have a dog and have a puppy. But the downside of it is supply and demand. The supply, because of the demand, the supply cost has shot through the roof as well. So sausage dogs, for example, are quite popular. Any dog. You look at the prices of the puppies, they have shot through the roof. So that's why a lot of dogs are being stolen, because people are just taking them to breed or taking them to do whatever they need to do with them. Now, there's people from the organisation Dog Loss saying this has been the worst year for stolen dogs and price increasing in 30 years. But like I say, criminals are capitalising on this, because if prices of dogs are pushed up, high-rise dogs are going to get stolen. Puppies, generally, all dogs of all ages, all breeds are getting stolen. Some people might say, oh, my dog's too old, or they'll not want this one. All dogs are getting stolen. So what can we do to prevent an attack? We're going to have a quick look, and Becky's going to help me with these, in regards to equipment you would use while you're walking your dog. Personal protection. Now, personal protection sounds really severe and really, really harsh, but it's not. It's simple stuff. Timing your walks, back garden safety, dog protection, professional assistance, and any extra help. So Becky, if you want to talk about this bit, the equipment stuff, because you are the master of dog walking, we can go from there. Still there, Becky? Becky, have you disappeared? Becky's disappeared. We're back.
Am I here?
Oh, yeah, there you are. I'm going to start singing, but people might disappear. Basically, it's the equipment, and I've just put on there the lead and the carabiners.
Yeah, they're two very good ones. What we need to be considering though is we need to be on metal leads. Thieves are known for carrying equipment that cuts through your leads. So what we need to be doing is using the metal heavy chain leads. We need to be difficult. We need to be not an easy target. So equipment wise, we need to look at where as harnesses are locking and unlocking as well. Under the belly, they tend to be reaching for, on the top where the clips can be visibly seen. So work smart with those. There's some really good ones with hidden clips, you know, kind of right underneath on the side, things like that. Because what they're basically doing is they're approaching you as a friendly stranger. In the meantime, they're checking out where the clips are and everything to unclip from your dog. So we need to be clipping the chain lead on, also putting the carabiner clip through. It needs to have a screw side so that it's not easy to unclip. Also in regards to collars and tags, if your dog is neutered and spayed, it's a good idea to display that onto your dog. Horrible to think about it, but if we're pointing out that the dog is no use to them, we're more likely to get that dog back at some point. Because basically they're looking for breeding. With regards to when you're out and about, you know, just consider how easy is it to unclip your dog. So I'd say make sure we've not got those simple unclip collars and simple unclip harnesses that are visible where the clips are. You know, so yeah, so we're kind of trying to prevent that friendly stranger from coming up, unclipping and walking away with his dog.
Can I just nip in? I don't know if you can see my video, but I've actually got some of them. Keep calling them carabiner clips. Carabiner clips.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it because I'm wearing green, but these are the clips. What Becky's on about, like a little clip, and it clips like that, or it screws shut as well, so that it doesn't move.
So go through the top of the lead where your clip joins the lead. There's a big circle there.
That'll go on the clip on the lead. Oh, put the teeth in. That'll go on the lead like that, and it'll go on that collar as well. And the other clip will clip onto both of them. Yeah.
The easiest way to apply those is to put the carabiner clip through your lead hole, through where the clip is on your lead, where you're going to clip it onto the collar. Then put the carabiner clip through the collar D-ring, and then put your actual lead clip on last.
Yeah.
So if anybody's ever confused, I know it took me a few attempts to get it right, but yeah. So that's
what we might be doing tomorrow. Me and you is doing a little instructional video, I think, and we can post that on both our group pages. But what I've got 40 of them. For everyone who comes to my classes, they'll be getting one as part of their packs as well. So
they're a great idea, and they're really expensive, aren't they?
Dead cheap, about £1 each, I think they cost.
Yeah.
Because I bought a few, yeah, they're about £1 each. Sorry to interrupt. You can carry on talking now about personal protection. Can you see the thing on the screen as well? I'll keep moving it for you.
Yeah. You asking me or your viewers?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see the screen I've got up.
Yeah.
I'm moving it for you to talk about what's on the screen.
Yeah, no worries. So with regards to staying protected when you're out and about, this is one that we're having to watch every day. So there are things out there that are legal. We won't advise to use anything like pepper spray, or I think it's called mace as well, things like that, you know, for personal protection. There is a criminal identifier spray that you can actually purchase, which can shoot 3 to 5 meters. So it's designed to stun your target, but not injure your target, so that you can get away. There's a few different varieties out there. I think they're all as good, but you need to be looking for what's legal in the UK. Just to point that out, it is just a tool to get you away from that person safely.
Yeah, just a quick one on that. I've spoke to a friend of mine who is a sergeant.
Yeah.
And he said, obviously, it's you can use anything, but it's got to be reasonable force in order to get away.
Yeah.
So if someone tries attacking you or your dog, you're not there to batter them with anything you've got. It's just in order to get away. So normally, shouting really loud and running off can be enough. But whatever you've got on you, you can use, as long as it's reasonable force.
Yeah, I think it's just such as the pepper sprays that people are trying to import in. They're completely illegal because they're a firearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you've got something in your pocket, you know, that you're using anyway, then yeah, technically, so as long as you're using it in a self-defense way, then go.
Yeah, a lot of people go in with walking sticks and use leads they might have as well. So
Yeah,
it's just something
yeah,
you use normally.
Yeah. So panic alarms. You can actually turn your phone into a panic alarm, we've discovered, haven't we? There's also, I think a lot of the panic alarms are quite cheap also to buy, but it's also to alert somebody in the area that you're in trouble, isn't it? You know, so if you're walking around residential areas and things like that, it's good to get people's attention, but I'd say, you know, shout as well, do everything, shout, whistle, get everybody's attention over to where you are, you know, because obviously that's getting you some help. Somebody can be calling 999 for you if need be, you know, so, but panic alarms, are we mentioning about Hollyguard on here? And
yeah, so that's the one you told me about. I'm just logging into it now so I can set off the alarm.
Yeah.
I don't test alarm.
Yeah, that's really, really good, because what Hollyguard is set up to do as well is not just make a loud noise, but it can also alert everybody to your location, which is really good for summerers if we're thinking, oh, we'll walk this way, and you know, like we do, and we start enjoying us walk, and we you know, we kind of just lose track of where we are, don't we? Is that your Hollyguard?
That's Hollyguard for you.
Yeah. So that's your man down, isn't it? So you're man down, and basically at that point it starts contacting all your contacts, alerting them to where your location is, and there is even a facility on there to alert the police as well.
Yeah, but what I've got on mine is, obviously there's different options, and you just set people up in the contact so that when that alarm goes off, it sends them a text, and it also sends them a GPS to where you are, so they know that you're. It just says Lee is in trouble, and then it gives them a link to where they are.
Yeah, it's really good because it's all in one then, isn't it? You're not having to try and find your alarm. You're not having to then think about trying to get to your contacts and things like that. Yeah. Plus, you can shake your phone on that one, can't you? So if you don't want anybody to be aware that you're sending out an SOS, you can actually just shake the phone and it'll activate everything for you.
But what you've got on the settings is the alert profile is you've got the deterrent, which is the loud noise, but you've also got stealth mode, which is the where you can shake it or still press the button, but it doesn't make any noise. But that's a good one. But you've got to keep it turned on when you go for a walk. But I know that's a good one, and I've recommended it to everyone in my classes as well.
Yeah,
they're all going to be using it for when you go out on walks. But obviously, next thing on the list is body cameras.
Yeah, well, we all carry a body cam technically, don't we? But also, yeah, having a body cam on is a good deterrent as well. I mean, think about it from a point of view of a target. If they're approaching someone who has a nice heavy lead with them, they have clips on the dog, and then suddenly there's a strap with a body camera on it, you're just not an easy target, are you? So that's quite good with body cameras, but also it records your surroundings, any suspicious behaviours on vans, driving by, back and forth. I say vans, but we've heard cars as well. We've heard suspicious cars, you know, in the area. So they're quite good. And also you can have the ones that just activate where you feel vulnerable as well. So you can actually activate it when you feel vulnerable. and it'll take a full recording of everything around you, noise, everything, which is the best police evidence that you can get into it to try and get a conviction.
Like I say, if you go for a walk now, it's high-vis clothing, it's locks that are visible as well as the invisible ones underneath and behind, and make sure your dog's got high-vis on, and make sure you've got your alarms and stuff like that. It's obviously, we're all strapping up like army men, aren't we now?
We are.
With packs and stuff. But it is just a phase like the pandemic. Hopefully, when everything settles, the prices will go back down again and the supply and demand will match. And then everything will go back to, I don't want to say normal because there's no such thing, but eventually things will calm down again and everyone can not lower the guards, because we always want a high guard, but everyone can start to relax a little bit.
I mean, dog theft,
Fingers
it's been around for a while, dog theft. It's just escalated, you know, so everybody should always be on guard regardless, shouldn't they, really?
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to talk about different times of it's on screen now. We're going to talk about how to do security and stuff like that. But obviously, timing our walks, obviously, as a pet owner, it's best not to do the same thing every day, because thieves will plan around you and they'll watch you for days before they steal your dog. It's very rare someone will just walk past you and then say, right, I want your dog. They'll plan it and they'll watch you and they'll spy on you. So you've got to keep varying your day just to make it harder. That's what I would do. It's like with mine, I tend to walk mine at different times a day. That's not because of changing routines, because of things I've got on during the day as well. Becky, you're probably the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Different locations, different timings.
I'd say keep changing it. Plus, it's good when you're training them when they're young as well, to get them used to it. A variety of stimuli, as they call it. Obviously, try and stick to daytime. The good thing about the time we're in now is it's getting lighter for longer. So we can go out that little bit later if we want, but try not to walk when it's dark or at night. Try not to walk on your own. Tell people when you're going for a walk what time you should be back. Now, this is how we treat kids when they're coming home from school. Give me 3 rings if anyone can remember 3 rings. Let me know when you're going, how long you're going to be out. Or I'm just taking dogs for a walk. I'll be 35 minutes or whatever, so that people know that you're to be expected back. But it's all about variation. I'd say it's good for you. It keeps you alert because you're not doing the boring same thing every time. That when you drive home from work every day, and then all of a sudden you miss your turning off motorway because you're not paying attention. But if you keep varying your walks, varying your times, then you're more likely to be more attentive to where you are. I would also say on that, with mobile phones, try not to be on them while you're walking. It's a massive distraction. I know everyone's got one. Even my 5-year-old's got one now. But we try not to be on them when we're walking, because people can see it or see you as an easy target because you're not paying attention. Especially if you've got dogs off lead as well. Becky will see it all the time probably because she's out walking.
I do. Yeah. Also, the noise cancelling headphones. I see them a lot out with dog walkers a lot, and I'm just thinking, no, take them out.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't hear what's going on around you. And the other good tip as well is if you're feeling vulnerable, go live. How many people have you got on your Facebook? Go live and tell people you're nervous, where you are, and someone can be contacting emergency services for you.
That's a very, very good tip. I'm going to write that down for people in class. Because everyone's got a phone, everyone's on social media, use it.
Yeah.
So very good tip. I'm going to write that one down. I'm out of that one. Obviously, it's not just about walking, but you've got your back gardens. And what people might not know is that half of dog thefts occur from people's back gardens. So that's why back gardens should be very secure when our dogs are out. Oh, that's the cat on the roof. should be very secure when the dogs are out. And also, we don't let them out as much anymore because of the stuff that's going on. And what can we do, Becky, you think, to secure our gardens? It's on screen. It's on screen.
We've all spent a lot of time in the gardens in lockdown, haven't we? So we should have a good idea of what things are. But these thieves are being very, very clever. They're undoing fence panels behind your sheds. They're digging holes so that your dog can burrow out, and attracting your dog that way. So we need to be when we're out watching as dogs. I know a lot of us are, but we need to be looking at the safety of his gates. Where are his bolts located? If your bolt is high up and it can be reached from the other side, do we need more bolts halfway down? Do we need more locks halfway down? We need to have a quick scan of his garden. I think we're not in a period of time at the minute where we can do the pots and just keep an eye on the dogs in between. We need to have a quick scan of the gardens, making sure that there's no bricks or fence panels being removed or played with. We need to make sure there's no holes being dug. And if you've got, kind of public land behind you as well, we need to check that there's no access to them. And I'd say that your dog is the best judge. If your dog's acting out of character in a certain area of your garden, go check it, because there might be something there. So security lights for the night. We need to light up them gardens. We need to see exactly what they're up to. And yeah, that's pretty much we need to keep an eye on things.
We tend to secure our gardens when we get puppies, and we call it puppy proofing, but it's very different to puppy proofing. But what we've got is, like I said just a few minutes ago, the weather's getting better. We can sit outside more, have a coffee, sat watching his dogs and playing with his dogs. So why not have a little look around and see what you can do to make it better. One thing I will mention, which I've not put on the slides, is thieves mark properties. You may have seen it on the news or internet. Thieves are using spray paint and markers, marking people's gates and fences to alert everyone else in their, I want to say, gang, that a dog lives here.
Chalk.
We'll monitor it. I've had it. I was telling a friend of mine, I've had it at the front of my house. Green paint at the front. There was an arrow pointing to my front door, and I googled it, and actually it was British Gas, so that was all right. But you've got to be vigilant.
They're writing the numbers, the amounts of dogs you've got in your property at the moment. Some of them. Yeah.
So you'll see them everywhere. Look for the stickers and stuff. But I know at the front of my house is the gas works and the water works and stuff like that. So they're always marking the path. But you've always got to check, because different companies will use different colours. You've always got to check to see if your gate's been marked or the wall's been marked or anywhere. And just, if it has, wash it off or just let somebody know, and always be vigilant.
It's definitely a 101 call as well, that.
Yeah,
if you've
definitely.
Marked, yeah.
Definitely. Obviously, Becky's touched on protection of your dog. Obviously, dog protection sounds as if we're going to have a big, massive Doberman with us, but what it is, it's just making sure that your dog's microchipped, which is obviously a legal requirement, and has been for very nearly 5 years now. ID tags should always be on your dog, especially if your dog escapes from an attack and it runs off. Some people put "my dog is neutered" on the tag now, which is quite new, because obviously a lot of dogs are stole to be bred from. If you've got a barren dog, then it's of no use. Obviously, Becky said, "Don't steal my dog; it's of no use to you because he's got no bits." That sort of thing. You can put them off. Sometimes, if you steal a dog and it says that on the tag, they are releasing them and just letting them just run off. Any more on that, Becky? I think that's more of a legal thing. In terms of identification. Also keep pet log and dogs lost details up to date.
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
do lose your dog, then obviously you don't want out of date details on there as well.
A lot of us change his mobile number like we change his clothes, don't we? So we need to consider every time that might break.
Some do. I've got one of them. I've had the same mobile number for 25 years, but you move address, you tell everyone else where you've lived, where you've moved to. But if you go on your dog's lost or your whatever you're registered with, your dog might still live at the other address. So if a dog gets found, they might contact you at the wrong address, and it just takes a long time then to get your dog back. Whereas keep your details up to date on all the relevant.
I would certainly consider putting our friendly collars in the drawer for now.
Yeah.
That say my dog is friendly. You know, because they're just going to be a green light.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about them as well in a minute. Like I say, it's keeping our dog up to date, our dog's details up to date, and all the relevant websites and stuff. Obviously, what you've got is while you're out, a lot of people will let the dogs off. As a dog trainer, I would only let dogs off when I know I've got a fantastic, not me, but when my dogs or the dogs I'm training, I've got a fantastic recall and could come back from any distraction. Now, a lot of people and a lot of dogs have not got this, so they will let their dogs off. Loose dogs, I would say, are easier to steal because all you need is some treats and they can come to you, which is where, obviously, if you want help with any sort of obedience training, you should contact a professional dog trainer, which is me, by the way, and I'll give you my details at the end. And Becky will as well, because Becky is a professional dog walker. So what I would do as a dog trainer is I will assist you mainly with your basic obedience, such as recalls, field work, to make your dog more better manners and make them come back when you need them to. Just in case such an incident happens, you can shout your dog, they come to you, you pop them on a lead and you run off. Now what you've got is, with professional dog walkers, and obviously I'm going to sing Becky's praise now, it's you need a professional dog walker who can take your family member out for their daily exercise. You might not be able to do it at the minute. You might not want to do it at the minute. Whereas Becky's got, and you're probably going to back me up and say a little bit about it, you've got group and solo walks, you'll have day thing. Just tell me what you could do if you didn't want to take your dogs out. I wanted someone else to do it.
So we do have that at the moment. We've got a lot of as customers that are too nervous to take the dogs out at the moment. But what we've got a lot is a lot of knowledge and experience. We're in a community of dog walkers anyway, so we're always sharing what's happening around the area. We know which areas to avoid and which areas that we can go to. But we're also working in patient poachers. Alan and I both work together, so we're in pairs. Obviously, we're carrying protection around for your dogs. We're planning as routes so that we're in really good locations, that we're not putting us or your dog at risk. But also, if we need to, we switch locations. If we're unsure about anything, as professional dog walkers, we're always watching it as our job. We're not on as phones. We're walking, we're watching. And basically, if we're not happy where we are, we'll go out of the way and go somewhere else. But again, in groups.
There you go, perfect. And after we're going to give you Becky's details at the end as well. So obviously a few extra tips. I've just put extra tips. We've probably gone through these already, but what we've got is if you cannot walk your dog in the day, and like I say, it's just starting to go dark now, it's getting obviously 45 to 7. If you have to go out of sunlight hours, try and stay where it's as well lit as possible, where there's as many houses as possible, and try not to let your dog off as much as they normally have. Always let someone know when you're going out and when you should be back. I would say always be aware of your surroundings. So stay off your phone, stay off your headphones, and stuff like that. It's just some people might say it's common sense, but it does need mentioning, because you might think, oh yeah, I might have to do that. Someone's just put, I've read it, it's been there a while, GPS trackers for dogs. I think they're a removable item, aren't they, Becky?
They are. They attach to the collars, and it's probably one of the first things a thief would remove. It would give you a pinpoint as to where it's been removed, so potentially the way that your dog is heading, but it is attached to the collar.
Yeah, it's very similar to the pet trackers I've got on mine. It's just like a little square box what clips onto the collar. Just
Yeah.
like a little dog exercise monitor I've got on mine. So I can see how many steps they've done. So okay, I'm going to go through. This is all what we've done up to now is how to prevent any unwanted attention, how to prevent, I keep calling it an attack. It sounds really aversive. How to prevent a dog theft. But what happens if someone tries to take our beloved? That's dog, not wife, by the way. So, I'm not saying anything, I'm recording. How does my dog react to strangers? Now, all that means is you've normally got two types of dog. One is the I love everybody dog. And I'll go up and I'll wag my tail and I'll lay on my back and I'll say, give me a scratch, that sort of dog. If you think something's going on here, you put your dog on a lead straight away because you don't want your dog going up to that person. And because your dog won't be able to judge who that person is. They'll just go, right, have you got any treats? I'll have a cuddle and your dog's gone. You've also got the you won't catch me dog, which has got no recall, runs about like 100 miles an hour. You might as well just let it run about. Because if you can't catch it, they're not going to catch it either. Whereas, like I said, if you've got a dog that's very, very friendly, that's the one that needs to be on the lead the most. Anything else on that, Becky? Two types of dog. Can't catch me, or I'll come and get you.
It's definitely worth running through in your head what would happen if it happened to me, and what personality has my dog got, and what likelihood is it that, yeah, definitely. The can't catch me ones are probably one of the safest ones, to be fair, and probably the one that's had the safest ones.
You can't catch them, or they don't come back when they shouted, then a thief who they don't know is not going to be able to catch them anyway.
I think the thief's going to give up, to be honestly, isn't it? But definitely friendly ones. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, you know, these thieves are not just running up to us with knives. You know, some thieves are coming up and starting to ask questions about our dogs. They're approaching us like any other stranger has done in the past and said, what a lovely dog you've got there, you know, things like that. So yeah, friendly dogs definitely need to be on the lead, that clip put in place as soon as possible. So you need to learn how to get that clip on and off in a very fast action if you've got someone heading towards you talking about your dog.
Perfect. Like I say, hopefully we've got some numbers at the end, they're very easy to remember, but hopefully if you suspect anybody or you've seen anything suspicious, it's 101. Emergency is 999. I have put them on a slide at the end just in case anyone forgets them. But they are quite simple, and it don't matter if you get them mixed up. If you suspect anything, you take your dog and you go. It's that simple. You get yourself away from that situation. If you're with a friend, let them know as well. If you see someone who is acting suspicious, you just walk away. If they follow you, then you can run away. Always try and take as much details as you can as possible. This is where you get your phones out. One of the two, if you're with two, which you should be, one person would be the vigilant one, and one person will be taking the videos. Just get out of the way, just go, and then let the authorities know. 101 it. Take as many details as you can. That's the easy bit. You just got to go. Becky, anything else on that? Just see something suspicious, you just go, don't you?
Well, exactly, yeah. Get yourself into a residential area, knock on somebody's door, you know, get somewhere where you're going to get some attention.
Yeah. Shout and scream, think closer. Now, obviously, the next bit is if it's very close. If someone's very close and approaching, you know this is going to happen. Bits of advice I wrote down are put the dog's. Obviously, the dog will be on lead. Put that lead in your weak hand. So keep your dominant hand available for defense or protection. I have put use only what physical means you can do to hold on to the dog without getting injured. Because sometimes you do have to let go of the dog so you don't get injured or worse. If you are attacked with me, obviously the adrenaline levels will be very high on both sides. So sometimes it's not really easy or hard to keep hold. Some people can fight off the attempted theft only to sustain serious injuries. I know you've got your fight or flight, which have with the dogs as well. It's just what people do under high adrenaline. Becky, what do you reckon you do under high adrenaline?
I'll be a fighter.
Fighter.
I would.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, you've got to look at who would be the easy target. If someone saw you walking a dog or someone saw me walking a dog, who do you reckon they'd go for?
It's an hard one.
Not knowing the person. Obviously, I'm 6'5", Becky's not.
Yeah, they'd probably go for me.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're probably a better fighter than me because I'm too big. I'm too big and scared for anyone to start. But everyone should be vigilant, no matter how big or small, man, woman, child, should all be extra vigilant. Like I say, we're not there to have a fight, we're there to get out the way. But if someone does attack us, we've got to know what to do, how to do it, in order to get out safe. Because that's what we want. We need to just be as safe as possible. Now, if your dog is taken, it then goes from being a suspicious activity to an act of crime. And that then changes the number from 101 to 999. Now, you ring that number as soon as you can. Shout, whistle while you're doing it. A lot of people in that moment of high adrenaline don't know what to shout, what to say, but anything will do. But I have been told that the easiest thing to say is, "That's not your dog," as loud as you can. Help helps a lot by shouting help, waving arms to get anybody's attention. Now, if they've got your dog and you're relatively unhurt, you can actually go into panic mode or disbelief or shock or any of those emotions where your body will react and you can only do simple things. But you can do them if you concentrate. Blowing a whistle, if you take them out. Becky, do you have whistles?
We don't have whistles, to be honest. It's something that I have been looking at, but at the moment we don't have whistles.
Yeah.
We do have a plan, obviously, for if we're under attack in any way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are considering them definitely, because it's as much noise as you can make.
Yeah, that's what I said. The biggest thing you can do is make as much noise as you can.
Yeah.
Waving, actually making as much body language as you can, arms and voice, just to try and get anybody's attention. Now, what you'll find is, if you're in a group, could be 2 people, they're more or less likely to have a dog attack if you're with a small group. Obviously, lockdown restrictions must be abided by at all times. But if you are a witness to an attack or a theft, the witness will have their wits about them. A witness can video it. A witness can call the emergency services. Now, this witness may be closer. So they may, if it's safer, they may be able to obstruct the path out, only if it's safer. Now, what you've got is some witnesses might be quicker, but they might be able to chase this person. They may be more physically able, because obviously they've picked on somebody who's smaller, who can't run very fast. And they've just picked their dog up and they've run off, whereas there might be a jogger running around and they can chase them. Also, witnesses can, like I said, I think, can think more clearly about what's happening. They can remember the description if they've not got a phone. Who's not got a phone anyway? But they can take a lot more details down, where the person who's just been attacked, the adrenaline's a lot higher and they tend to forget stuff quicker. I've never witnessed anything dog related, but you're always, because you're off your phone and you've not got your headphones in, you're more vigilant to yourself and others as well. That's what I think, anyway, Becky. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The more alert you are and the more you're looking around, the less likely to be a target you are.
That's the thing. It's while I'm walking, I use Manvers Lake as an example. If I'm taking dogs out which are being trained, you don't want headphones on. You don't want to bring your phone because I'm always actually looking out for other dogs, other animals, other people. I call it opportunities to train. So you can actually, I can see, right, there's a dog coming around the corner. I'm going to work with that. I can do it. So you're more attentive and you can see things coming from a greater distance. Whereas if you've got your headphones on and your head's in Twitter land and Facebook feeds and all that, then you can bump into a tree and you're not even looking. It's all about being alert and spotting stuff, not for you, but it could be for somebody else as well. Because it might be 100 yards in front. The other person's got their head in their phone and their dog's about to get snatched. It's off lead. You could then be a witness and you can then shout and scream from there. So always think it could happen to you and somebody else while on your walk. Because how many people do you see on a walk with a dog? It's never just you. You sometimes see 10, 15, 20 dogs. So always be prepared to help somebody else as well. It's all about being a responsible dog owner, I think. It's all part of it. So, anything else to add on that one? If my dog is taken, if it is taken, obviously it's an emergency phone call. Try and remember as much as you can. Video it, or get someone else to video it while you're on the phone.
If you're on your live.
Go live. Yeah, that was a good one. Go live. But what you've got is, if you've got a witness, one person should go live. One person should be ringing emergency services. But what you've also got is, if you're shouting and screaming, it carries and other people can get involved a lot quicker. That's it from me in regards to all this. Now, a lot of it seems a bit serious, but it is actually quite serious. Now, I think reported dog thefts are not as high as they probably are. It says only 63 dog thefts were reported between July and December in South Yorkshire. Now, I think that's very low. 26 weeks, 63 dogs, 2 dogs a week stolen. I think that's a bit low. Now, attempted will be a lot higher. Suspicious will be stupidly high, but you've always got to be vigilant and always got to look out for you and your dogs. Report anything. There's lots of different groups as well now. There's a Facebook groups for suspicious activities, so you can let other people know. It's really easy to contact people and let them know. See a suspicious van, I'll post it. And just go from there. But if there's any problems, then you just let somebody know. And what I'm going to do, obviously, if you suspect anything suspicious, 101. That's the non-emergency police line. Obviously, if it is an emergency, it's 999. Very simple. And what we've got is, after me and Becky are professionals, we've been called worse, and probably today. There you go. Yuka agrees. So what we've got is, at the end of this, we will be putting links onto our stuff. What Becky's going to do is she's going to talk about herself for a little minute. We did it earlier, but just in case people just joined in or just tuned in recently, what we're going to do is you'll let them know how they can get in contact with you. Like I said, we'll put links on, see what people do. So people can get in contact with you. Let them know the areas you cover as well, because like I say, I think there's a few people who are not in the area who are invited. Becky, over to you to explain yourself.
Explain myself. I'm always doing that. Okay, so at Patient Pooches, we're obviously the dog walking and care service, one of them for the area. So I cover from Mexborough, Conisborough, Rawmarsh, Wharf, West Melton, and Rawmarsh, and Swinton and Kilnest. That was like a test.
Anything with an S, really.
Quite.
I think you're based in Kilnest and anything in that local area.
Yeah, it was the local area, but yeah, I wanted to be clear because those are the areas that we're covering at the moment. We are doing dog walking, so we're doing groups and solo walks. We also do solo walks for dogs who do have issues out and about. So I know a lot of people are nervous about letting dogs with issues go out with another dog walker. However, we are absolutely fine with that. We'll work with your dog. We do the home garden visits as well. So obviously, like we mentioned earlier about checking the gardens and things like that, we're fully checking all the security before we let your dogs out into your gardens. When we're out and about, we're taking full precautions with your dogs. We also do morning and afternoons for care as well, for people who are concerned about the dog being in for long periods of time. We can also travel your pet to groomers and to the vets if you need to, because I know a lot of people are isolated at the moment. And we also do pet sitting in your own home as well. So if you're out for a period of time or have something to do, then we're quite happy to come and pet sit for you. We are DBS checked and insured.
Perfect. And obviously there's, is it 5 days a week or 7? Or
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Oh, you're a proper walker.
Between 8 and 8, Monday to Friday, between 10 and 5, Saturday and Sunday. So if you have a dog that wants to walk late, we are able to do late night walks, and we do buddy up with each other on those as well, because there's 2 of us running the business.
Perfect. So hopefully, as myself, hopefully it's called Dear Wine Dog Training. Dear Wine is an old Anglo-Saxon word, or Old English, if you will. It means dear friend. That's my kennel club name as well. Obviously, I've been a dog trainer for many. Back now. I've been doing classes for about 5 years. I've been doing dog training with my own for nearly 12. I have worked on TV and movie sets. I only use positive and fostering methods. So it's really, really easy to do, and really easy to train your dog, because it's actually something they want to do and they enjoy doing it. First 3 years, you don't touch your dog. It's that simple. So you don't force any exercises. Many years ago, you used to put your hand on the dog bump to do a sit. None of that. We show them how to do it. They do it. They get a reward. Lots of rewards. At the minute, I'm doing lots and lots of private sessions, because we can do them outdoors. Classes are online. We're just finishing them off between now and April. Mid-April, classes will start again. Outdoors. In the local area, Walth, Mexborough, Swinton. Classes will be kept small to abide by guidelines. So there'll be probably 3 to 6 classes a week, only 5 in each one. If you are interested in any of mine or Becky's services, then the link will be in the comments, and you can message us with any query you've got. Obviously, I know there's only 10 people watching, but this is going to be recorded. So if anyone's got any questions and they're watching this back, ping us a comment, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So hopefully it's been informative, not too scary. So now I talked to my missus, talked to my wife to be about this, and it scared her. And she's a tough cookie, but now she does not want to walk the dogs, because I've told her there's attacks going on in Sheffield and Rotherham, and there's guns and there's knives. It is a very scary world, but we've got to prepare for it. And that's why me and Becky are here as well, to help you out, to get your dogs ready for walking and training. So hopefully it's been informative. If there's any questions, like I said, pin them in a comment, we'll get back to you. If there's anything you're unsure of what we've gone through, then just let us know, we'll get back to you. I will be saving this and probably putting it on YouTube or on my Facebook page. But don't forget, like I said, we're going to pin our pages. Don't forget to drop us a little like. It goes a long way. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Becky. Hopefully see you in the next week or 2 when I'm allowed out to play.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and thanks everybody. We'll see you all soon.